we'll be doing sort of like you're doing a pull-up with your arms. And I want you to be thinking about this area kind of right in here. Yeah, it feels good just to do that, doesn't it? This area right here, kind of the side, side back, the lat muscles, if you're familiar with that, and the serratus muscles, they're all right in here. And we're gonna wake those guys up so that hopefully when they're working and they're alive and awake, then the lower back and the neck and the shoulders can take a break. Yeah. For most of us, it tends to be kind of a, I don't say weak, but maybe a not awake part of us. So we'll wake it up. Oh, you guys are muted already. Awesome. Yeah, so we'll start in the supported fish. And I'm going to suggest the blocks horizontal, but how high you want to go is your call. One will go under the shoulder blades, one will go under the head. And that's that. Now, if you guys are doing this at home later on the replay and you don't have blocks, you could do a blanket roll under the shoulder blades or a folded blanket with possibly something under the head, or possibly not. If your head feels good just on the floor, that's fine. The legs can be bent or straight. I like bent. And just take a second to land. So with our current situation here, we spend a lot of time hunched over and not very ideal posture. And doing that for a little bit is fine, but if we stay in a position like that for too long, it can start to take its toll. Give your body a little scan. And notice if you feel any place that you're holding tension. Sometimes just bringing your awareness there can make a difference. Sometimes we hold because we need to in order to protect ourselves. Sometimes we do it without even realizing it's not necessary. From your position here, if you'd like to add in some movement in the arms, I'll recommend something like a snow angel pattern, up and down, letting the arms move. I'm not going to be too specific about this, so there's a couple different ways you could do it. At any point, if you find something interesting in there, a place that you'd like to stay, go ahead and do. Is that Tila? Come on in, Tila. Oh, thank you, Jill. Yes, we just got a late comer. You guys keep doing this, and I'll show Tila what we're doing. Now you could also come into this sort of position. You take the arms up and just be kind of soft in your arm position and let the arms move in any kind of random way. I call this sea monster asana. So like you're just a big sea monster moving through. Yeah. So Tila, take your time to set up. We've got 2 blocks. It's called supported fish pose. We're laying on the blocks, moving our arms around. Yeah, this feels good.
It's a different setup than we did on Sunday with the blocks. They're shorter.
Yeah, I'll show you once you get your stuff. Now, you guys who've been here for a little bit, let's take the arms again right in front of the chest. And as you inhale, let the arms go wide with a slight bend in the elbows and keep your fingers in your peripheral vision. And on the exhale, just let the arms come back in front of you. Take that a few times and see if you can feel the way your shoulder blades move when the arms move. Notice if one is moving more than the other or moving differently than the other. And you'll keep doing that for a few rounds. I'm gonna get up for a second so she can see. So we got one low going across, and then the other one can be any height for your head. And this low one will be right under the shoulder blades.
Okay.
Yeah. And feel free if you need a blanket under your pelvis or anything like that, that's fine too. Great, and then we'll take two more things here. Let's have the arms now right in front of your chest. And this time go with a straighter arm position and create a little more of a reach, like there's something on the ceiling that you're trying to touch. And you'll feel here when you reach like this, the shoulder blades move apart. And then let the arm bones draw back down, and you'll feel the shoulder blades kind of settle on the block. Do that a few times up and down. And it's not a huge movement. You won't get a really big range of motion. This is something we'll repeat later in some other positions when we're weight bearing on the hands. Yeah. And then let's pause in the kind of halfway between up and down, right in the middle. And you'll bend the elbows, holding onto the elbows with your hands. And before we move the arms here, take your front ribs and see if you can just keep them still as the arms start to draw back. Now think of reaching the forearms and the elbows towards the wall behind you, not towards the floor, just straight back. At the same time, keep the ribs pulling away from the arms. And then we'll come back up and swap, so the other forearm is on top. This will be the weird way. And then we'll go one more time, drawing the forearms and the elbows back, and taking the front ribs and moving them down. So just creating a little bit of elongation through the torso. Yeah. And then from here, let's take the arms up again. Let the arms relax. And just give yourself one more moment, yogi's choice. That could be another round of sea monsters. It could be just breathing, just staying there and doing nothing. So you decide. Also, Tila, feel free if you don't want to have your mask on. I'm leaving it up to you guys. I'm going to keep mine on, but it's your choice. And then to get out of this situation, before we go, if anyone's doing this at home, not on blocks, on a blanket, I would recommend lifting the hips and kind of pushing the blanket down and then come up. If you're on the blocks, I'll recommend pressing into the floor with your forearms, just coming up through the middle. You might get a little head rush, yeah, or a big one. and then we'll put the blocks to the side, come on down, and just feel how it feels now that we're not on the blocks. We'll do one more little arm pattern here. Legs can be bent or straight. Let's take the arms right in front of you and then crisscross so one goes over the other. Bend the elbows and reach around like you're giving yourself a big hug. Now, depending on your length of the arms, the width of the chest, you might just get kind of to the shoulders or the upper arms. Some of you might be able to get all the way under there so that you feel right in the inner border of the shoulder blade. Yeah. And then notice what arm is on top. We'll undo and do the second slide. So the other arm comes on top, give yourself that big hug, possibly finding the fingers in the inside of the shoulder blades. All right. And then let's get out of this under the arms and bring the knees in towards your chest. Take a little stir, just little circles, one direction. And a couple times the other way. Now, in a moment, we'll come off your back, meeting in all fours position. You can get there any way you like. I'm going to take a little rock and roll on the back. That may or may not feel comfortable though, so take what you like. Yeah. And then once you're here, we'll turn over, come to all fours. Do take any padding under the knees if you need that, if your floor is kind of hard. And then once you are settled in your hands and knees position, bring your awareness to the shoulder blades on the back And just start to let them move around any which way. And that might be a big movement, it might be a little movement. Allow the movement to start in the shoulder blades, but then let it continue through the rest of the body, the spine, pelvis, the head, elbows. Yeah. Yes, and you might find an interesting spot in there, and you can hang out there and, yeah, maybe just a little forward back, side to side. Before class, our friends at home they're practicing. We have a yoga cat and a yoga dog, and maybe some more yoga pets. I think pets are really good at this sort of thing. Maybe not so much the tortoises, but
I built a new yoga studio in my house, and it's one of our porches, and so my cat stares at me now from inside the house when I'm out there in the morning.
The cat's watching Jill do yoga.
Oh, gosh, she wants to join me.
Yeah. So let's let our movement settle down, and we'll meet in child's pose with the arms forward, but not too far forward, like a comfortable distance. Now, for anybody, if coming all the way down doesn't feel so good, you could just do kind of partial with the hips a little bit lifted. But feel what happens in your neck and in your shoulder blades when you push the mat down with your hands and try to drag the hands towards your knees. The hands are glued to the floor, but you're trying to pull them back. And then do the opposite way. So hands push down and press forward. And do that a few times, a little push and pull, and just notice what effect it creates in the rest of your body. So we're going to add on a little bit to this. Next time you create the pull, let's stay there. Bend the elbows a little bit, lift the hips, and then shift forward and let the arms go straighter. Let's round the back into cat pose, and then don't do a hard push, just a light push to go back to child's pose again. Elbows will bend, and then let's create the pull to come forward and up. And then we'll round and create a little push. Now, if this would be more comfortable with the toes tucked under, feel free to do it that way. More rounds, make it a circle. Now in our class today, we'll be working a little more with the pull than with the push, but we'll be doing both. Next time you're back in child's pose, with the toes tucked under, we'll stay. Now, if this is okay for you and you want to walk the knees back, you can. Now, for anybody, if the next part is not a good idea, you can continue a few more rounds of this circle. If this is feeling okay and you want to come up to sit on your heels, that's an option. You could also put a block or some kind of prop under the knees. And I know this is not an okay position for everybody's knees, so you can just do circles if you like. If you're up here and it's still feeling okay, let's take the arms up, inhale, and then on the exhale, bend the elbows, lift the chest, and create that pull effect here. And then on the inhale, stretch the arms. Let's do that 2 more times. And exhale, the elbows bend, try to pull the chest towards the ceiling. And then inhale, stretch the arms. Last one, exhale, find the pull. Excellent work. Let's let that one go. Take the arms down, untuck your toes, just give them a little shake out. Yeah, and then let's go all the way down onto the belly. Come on down, you can join me here. Just take a little wiggle. You can scooch the legs back so that there's a bit more room for the front of the hips. And then we'll set up the arms in this way. The hands will be stacked, but kind of forward. And then the elbows come in. So the elbows are roughly shoulders width distance, but a little ahead of the shoulders. Press down into the floor, and then try to pull the arms towards your chest and chest forward. It's more of a forward than an up. Yep, perfect, and then let it go. Do that a few times. So what we're going for here is some engagement through the upper back. You're gonna feel the shoulder blades kind of pull onto the back. Let's do one more time and stay. Now, if this is feeling fine and you'd like to add on, you can let the legs lift up. If that feels pinchy in the lower back, just keep the legs down. Yeah, all right, let's come all the way down. Rest your forehead on the hands. Bend both knees, give the legs a little bit of a swish back and forth. Windshield wiper asana. Yeah. And then from here, let's press back, take a brief child's pose just to stretch your back the other direction. We're not going to stay here. And then we'll return to our all fours position, and we'll do something, it's a very small movement. So let the chest sink towards the floor just a little bit, and then press into the floor and let the chest rise. Yeah, we did this a minute ago on your back. Do that a few times. The pelvis and the lower back will stay neutral. Exactly. Yeah. Tila, can you spread your fingers a little more and take your, yeah, that looks good. That will give you a little more space. Great. Now the next time you're in the chest towards the floor position, pause. Can you draw the chest a little forward and the shoulder blades down the back? Then press into the floor, let the spine lift slightly, but you're not going round back, it's just a little. And then without moving your hands, try to pull the arms in towards the center. Yeah, do you feel how that tones up the core? It's very exciting, isn't it? Yeah, okay, relax, let's take a child's pose. Stay here, go up onto your fingertips and let the wrists lift off the floor. Pretend like you want to scrunch up the mat without moving your fingers. Yes, exactly. Then from here, let's come up a little bit, tuck the toes under, lift the knees off the floor, and in your down dog, let's push the mat forward first so that your hips go back, and then keep the hips back as the legs start to lengthen out. Go ahead and add in any kind of movement here. If you want to pedal the legs, shift the hips, twist the spine. All right, friends. To get out of this one, let's separate your feet about as wide as the mat and walk your hands to the feet. And bend the knees and prop up so the forearms are resting on the thighs. It's kind of this squat position. And a little similar to when we were on the belly. Can you press the arms down into the legs and try to draw the arms back as you draw the chest forward to create that same engagement exactly through the shoulder blades and the upper back. And then let it go a little bit. Let's do it again. Press and pull as the chest comes forward. And then let it go. Take it one more time. Press and pull. Root down through the legs. Press out through the thighs. And on the next inhale, come all the way up to stand. Lengthen the arms, lengthen the legs. Let's bring the arms down. Stay where you are with the wide stance. And we're going to do another just random movement. So let the knees bend a little bit. Let your shoulder blades move. And let the whole rest of the body come along. But it's the shoulder blades that start you off. Yeah. Good, 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 good. All right. And then from here, let the movement settle. And we'll stay in your position. I'll face you at first, and then I'm going to turn around. Let's inhale the arms up. And then as you exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows, come into this kind of cactus shape. Yeah. Inhale, we come up. Every time you come down, create a little resistance with the arms. Pretend you're pressing the elbows into something. Yeah. Good, good. Let's take it one more time and we'll hold the position. Stay there. Great. And now let the elbows and forearms come in towards each other. You'll feel the shoulder blades widen and go apart. Do that one again. Come in. Let's change the engagement. So when you kind of relax when they come together, and then when they come apart, let the shoulder blades move towards each other. Good question. All right, next time we're in the open position, stay. On the next inhale, stretch it out, lengthen, and release the arms. Yeah, stay here, reset your stance so the feet are just right underneath you. And let the shoulders take a little in and out rotation. Yeah. Good. All right, so we're going to stay at the back of the mat. Keep your feet about hips width distance apart. And take your arms straight ahead with the palms facing each other. We did this a second ago in all fours. Let's let the shoulders kind of shrug up so your neck disappears. Yeah, and this is not where we want to be. Now go the opposite direction, like overdo it. Push the shoulders down Also not where we want to be. So see if you can be right in the middle where there's no tension above or below. And then reach the arms forward, letting the shoulder blades pull apart. And draw the arms back so the shoulder blades move closer together. Perfect. Do that a few times. Now, sometimes we do this and the shoulders want to creep up. Just be aware of that and keep them in that middle place. Yeah. All right. Now from here, let's hold in the back position. Engage through the core. Let's bend the elbows and take the hands to prayer. Inhale. On the exhale, press the palms in towards the midline and imagine all sides of the waist also drawing in towards the midline. All right, release that, shake out the hands. We're about to do a similar thing in our plank pose. Yay, everybody's favorite. So let's stay in mountain pose at the back. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, down we go, forward fold. Look halfway, lengthen it out. Now you'll join me here in plank pose. If you need to do plank on the knees, do that. Or if you need to do just all fours, that's fine. Instead, finding your expression of plank pose. Now once you're in your position, just a little bit, let the chest sink towards the floor and then try to pull the chest forward and the shoulder blades down the back a little just to give your neck more room. From here, we'll press into the floor, let the torso lift a little bit. And then just like we did standing, try to pull the arms towards the midline without actually moving them. Yeah. Feel I'm looking right at you. That's a really solid looking plank. Yeah, Jill too. I can't see you guys so well at home.
No, and you're slowing my second time.
Yeah, you're doing it. You're doing it. Let's come down. Come down all the way to the belly. Oh yeah. Nice little rest. Now clear some space so there's room in front of you. Your hands will go off the mat. Take a little wiggle here just for a second. And then let's stretch the arms out about shoulders width apart or even a little wider is fine. And you'll just kind of hover a little bit in the head. Now without moving the hands, press the hands into the floor and try to pull them apart away from the midline and notice what that does. And then let it relax. Go again, press down, pull apart. Keep that, and then without moving the hands, try to pull the hands towards your chest and move the chest forward. So you come up, but it's not high. Hands are going, trying to pull apart and pull towards you. And then lower down. Let's bend the elbows, sliding the hands down so they're still a little more above your head. And then press the hands into the floor, pull them apart again. And try to pull the hands towards your feet, let the chest pull forward. In this version, my upper back is very much engaged. Yeah, Tila, take your hands wide, so these more here. Yeah, wider hands, let the elbows lower a little bit, and point the fingers straight ahead. Yeah, and then pull. Good, good, good. And then relax. Let's do one more time from this position. Hands try to pull apart, and then pull towards your feet. The chest comes forward. Is anybody feeling the backs of the arms too?
Yes.
Yeah, extra bonus. All right, come rest. Doing one more spot. Pull the hands down a little lower so they're approximately face level. And again, press the hands down, pull them apart. Try to pull hands to the feet, chest forward, up we come. We're gonna hold. Don't hold your breath. Take the elbows a little lower. That's it, and then try to pull again. Yes, good, good. If it feels all right to lift the legs, you can. If that doesn't work out, don't worry about it. Okay, down we come, rest. Just turn the head to one side. Bend your knees, give the legs a little swish, a little back and forth action. Yeah. So we're going to do a little bit of arm action in child's pose and then stand, and then we'll do it in down dog. So let's put the legs down. Go back to child's pose with the toes tucked under, but don't go all the way back. Keep the hips a little bit lifted. Look forward at your hands and make sure the fingers are pointing forward and their hands are at least shoulders width. If you need to go wider, that's fine. Without moving the hands, bend the elbows, let them go wide. And then turn the arms so the elbow tips come in towards each other. Just go as far as it works. And then from that position, press into the base of the thumbs, let the arms go straighter and the hips will shift back. I'll say it again. So let's come a little forward. Elbows bend out to the sides. Let the elbow tips start to come in and kind of rotate. Yeah, exactly. And then this time, let's lift the knees off the floor. Press the mat forward to lengthen the arms. Send the hips back and up. Let the legs start to go straighter. If you need to take another little pedal action, you can. Shift around a little bit. Yeah. Great. And then from here, friends, let's meet in a standing forward fold. Any way you want to get there is fine. You'll root down through the legs. Inhale all the way up. We can lift the arms. And release your arms. Yeah. Great. Shake it out. Shake it out. Shake it out. Okay. I'm going to come onto my knees just for camera angle purposes, but you guys will stay standing. And I'm going to have my back to you for a second. So as we're doing this, look at my neck and shoulders. Take the arms up and feel what happens. And you can see on me when you turn the palms of the hands forward. Do you see how the neck gets a little bunched up? We're going to bend the elbows a little bit. Turn the elbow tips forward like we did in child's pose. See how that creates more space? And then re-lengthen the arms. Ah, how did it work? Did it work? Yeah, awesome. And then let that one go. Shake it out. So remember that when we go back into down dog, we'll do it again. Let's come to the front of the mat here and go ahead and set up your blocks on each side. Let's go medium height, but if you know you need to go higher, that's fine. All right. So from the top of the mat, we'll be in chair pose. You can have feet touching or a little space, whatever feels better in your body. But look down and make sure the toes are pointing forward. Let's inhale the arms out to the side and up. And as you exhale, we'll bend the knees, bend the elbows, find that cactus position, shift the hips back. You can kind of look down and forward. Do that a few times. So the inhale is up and the exhale is down. Exactly. You can pretend like you're doing a pull-up, because for me, this is as good as it's going to get. Yeah. All right, friends, let's take one more time. We'll meet in the down position. You got it. Reset, hands to the shins. Come up halfway, move the chest forward. And then lower yourself down, hands to the blocks. So step right leg back. Take a second just to kind of get into the position, lunge. And reset so the hands are directly under the shoulders on the same line as the front foot. Yeah. Until if you can scooch the back leg a little further back, I think you can. Yeah, there it is. So we want the front shin to be roughly straight up and down. Now in this position, don't go anywhere. Try to pull the blocks towards the back of the mat as you pull the chest forward. And do you feel how it's kind of that same action right in here? Yeah, good, good. So let that relax. Let's go again. Try to pull and relax. And one more time, pull. Now keep the length in the spine, but back off a little bit on the pull. If it feels acceptable for you, take the arms back. If that's not going to work, keep the arms down and keep the pull, or you could do one. And then if the arms are back, can you bend the elbows? Turn the elbow tips towards the ceiling, the thumb tips towards the floor, re-lengthen the arms. Similar thing that we were doing before, now the arms are behind you. All right, let's put the arms down. Bend the back knee and straighten the front leg. And if you wanted to, you could lift going onto the heel. If that's not what you want to do, keep the toes down. Yeah, can you scooch the front leg a little forward? Yeah. And then bend the back knee.
We're switching legs.
No, we're on the same side. Yeah. Can you make your stance a little? Yeah, perfect. So bend the back knee, the right leg, and straighten the left leg. Yeah, you here, put the blocks like this. And that'll give you a little more space.
There you go.
Yeah, good
My
deal.
legs are long.
Yeah, you're good. All right, friends, we're getting out of this. Let's rebend the front knee, straighten the back leg. Move the blocks. Hands to the floor. We're going to plank. Feel free to do an alternative. You can do on the knees or just hands and knees if you need. Same thing as before. Let the chest sink a teensy bit towards the floor. And then try to pull the chest forward. The shoulder blades move down the back. Press into the floor, lift the torso, and without moving your hands, try to pull them in towards the center. Yeah, you guys are strong. It's work, but over time, it'll actually feel like less work. Let's put the knees down, come to the belly, take a little rest. Oh, yeah. Let's take a little wiggle, take a little wobble, whatever feels good. All right, so we'll take a different version of what we did before. Let's take the arms back and have the palms of the hands facing your legs. Lift the front of the shoulders away from the floor so the upper back is engaged. Keeping that, let the legs and the arms lift. If that feels like too much, stay lower down and just work on lifting the shoulders. Yeah. Now, if this is feeling completely fine and you want a little bit more challenge, when you come down, take the arms forward. If you're good with the arms back, keep the arms back. Just come down for a second, take a little wobble. Now, if you're going with arms forward, let's go into that same position we did last time. Hands about shoulders width apart. Lengthen the legs, lift the arms. Let's turn the palms towards each other. Inhale. And then on the exhale, bend the elbows, pull the chest forward. We come back to this again. Inhale, we lengthen. And exhale, we bend. Do that a few more times for my friends who have the arms back. On the inhales, you can lift the shoulders more away from the floor. And the exhale, you back off a little bit. All right, let's hold the next time you're in the bent elbow position or the lifted shoulder position. And then enough is enough. Come on down, turn your face to one side, rest, take a little wobble. Yeah. And then from here, friends, let's go into downward facing dog. Go ahead and just get there and we'll do the arm thing that we worked on before. So from your down dog, take a little bend in the knees. And then press the mat forward so your hips go back and up. You bend the knees more, and then lift the hips back and up. Yes, good. Now don't move your hands. Bend the elbows out to the sides. Let the elbow tips turn in towards the midline, creating that rotation. Keep the rotation, press into the mat, lengthen the arms, and lengthen the legs. Yeah, and then Jill's gonna pull her lower ribs in just a little bit. Awesome. Let's come to the front of the mat, feet to the hands. Take just a halfway lift. And then lower yourself down, little bend in the knees. On the inhale, come all the way up, lengthen, lengthen. Let's circle out the wrists as you bring the arms back down. Yeah, it's funny, we're moving slowly, but I'm sweating bullets here. Oh, yeah, all right, hang on, a little hair management situation. Okay, so we're doing the same sequence on the second side. If your blocks went somewhere, you can reset. All right, so coming again into our chair pose, feet together a little apart, your choice. Let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows, cactus and hinge, upper back is engaged. Inhale, we re-lengthen. Take that a few more times. Exhale, we bend. And inhale, lengthen. Let's stay in the down position. Take the hands to the shins, take a half lift, so chest goes forward, legs go long. Lower yourself down, step the left leg back, setting up for your lunge pose. Take a second just to get there. Yeah, so the hands are right under the shoulders in the same line as the front foot. Blocks can be any height. Now, without moving your hands, try to pull the blocks towards the back of the mat, pull the chest forward so that the lat muscles become engaged right there on the side. And then relax. Do that a few times, a little pull and relax. And then we'll stay on this last one. Now, if anybody is feeling like this is enough, keep doing that. If you'd like, you can take the arms away from the floor, stretch them back. Little bend in the elbows. Can you turn the elbow tips up, the thumb tips down? Re-lengthen the arms from there. Good. Okay. Down we come. Let's bend the back knee, the left knee. Straighten or straighten-ish the right leg and maybe go onto the heel. You could go higher on the blocks if you need. Yeah, yes, hamstring stretch. That's it. All right, we're gonna take that plank again. So let's rebend the front knee, straighten the back, move the blocks. Step into your version of plank, and if you're starting to get tired, just put the knees down or go to all fours. Let the chest sink a little bit to the floor. Pull the chest forward, the shoulder blades down the back, and then press into the floor, lift, try to pull the hands and the arms in towards the center line. Yeah. All right, and then come all the way down to the belly again. This one will be different. Take a little rest for a second. You can take a little wiggle. Just take a second. Great. So next we'll take, I don't know what you would call it in terms of a yoga pose. It's kind of a variation of up dog, but not really. So let's take the arms forward, but not completely as far as you could go. So come in a little bit from that, and the chest is slightly elevated. Now from this position, press the hands lightly into the floor and try to pull them apart like we did in some of the other ones. And try to draw the arms back. And if it feels okay to lift the chest more, do. If you're getting cranky, pinchy in the lower back, come down lower and create more of this pull action and don't go up quite as high. Yeah, that feeling okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, if you're feeling fine in the lower back, or actually everybody can do this, I'll give you different choices. Let's take the elbows, come in a little bit, elbows are bent. Hands are, if your head is down there above the head, and then press into the floor, hands pull apart, pull back through the hands. You can stay low if you wish. If you're feeling fine to go higher, come up a little bit more, keeping the elbows bent, and you could try to turn the elbows more in towards each other, and the hands turn a little bit more out, yeah? We want this to feel like the upper back is working, and bending, but we don't want to feel any sort of pinch or compression in the lower back. If that's happening, go not as high. As work. And then down we come, rest. Bend the knees, swish the legs. And then we'll put the legs down. Let's take a quickie child's pose just as a kind of a stretch the back the other direction. And then let's meet in all fours position. We'll do a little something here. From your hands and knees, let's take the right leg back and then turn the heel to the floor. The chest will go open to the right and the right arm will reach up towards the ceiling. Here, turn your face to look down. Take the right arm overhead on the diagonal, or kind of just overhead. Inhale. On the exhale, you'll bend the right elbow, turn your face to look at the ceiling. It's like a one-armed cactus. Do that a few times. Inhale, we stretch, look down. And exhale, we bend, look up. Every time you bend, can you create a little squeeze on the right side of the shoulder blade, kind of under the armpit? Yeah. Great. Let's hold in the bent elbow position. If this is enough for you, just stay here. If you want to test your balance, lift the right leg. And if you still want to test your balance, bend the knee and hold the foot. You can have your face looking wherever you want. And she's out. And no problem. Whatever you've done, let's let it go. Release. Let's go back just a quickie child pose just for a sec. Yeah. I had my back to you guys on that one, so I don't know how to go. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, good. We better do the second side so you're not lopsided. Let's come back up to center. Now I'm not mirroring you for this one. Let's take the left leg back, heel to the floor. Turn the chest open, lift the left arm up to the ceiling. Yeah. And then look down at the floor to keep the arms straight ahead over your head. Inhale. As you exhale, bend the elbow and turn your head to look at the ceiling. Inhale, re-lengthen. And exhale, we bend and turn. Take that a few more times. Every time the elbow bends, create that little squeeze, like you're trying to hold something in between the arm and the side ribs. Yeah. Let's hold next time you're in the bent elbow position. And then if you wish, you can lift the leg off the floor. If you wish, you can grab a hold of the foot. Yeah, that's a no-go. Just leave that part out. No big deal. No big deal. Okay, and then be done. Let's release that. Back to child's pose, toes tuck under. Take spider fingers in the hands. Yeah. And then from here, let's head into downward facing dog. And I'm not gonna say the little arm rotation thing, but see if you can remember it and try it on your own. Yeah, just to give a little extra space for the neck and the shoulders. When you're ready to get out of this, we'll meet in a forward fold, Uttanasana. Root down through the soles of the feet, inhale all the way up, Urdhva. Exhale, release the arms. Yogis, yeah, it's working, it's working. Shake it out a little bit. Okay, so the next place we'll go is lunge, which we've already done, into side angle, and I'll show a few different options. Don't do it yet. So here's our lunge pose. When we go into side angle pose, some of you will keep the hand on the block. Some of you will think, oh no, that's too low. How would you know if you're kind of like this, the hips are swinging back and it's really hard to open? That's a sign you need to go higher. So either go higher in your block or forearm to thigh when we get to that part, yeah? Yeah. Okay, well, let's give it a whirl. Stand at the front of the mat. We'll skip the chair pose, just come straight into it. Inhale, we're up. Exhale, we're down, forward fold, Uttanasana. Come up halfway, lengthen it out. And then we'll come into lunge with the right leg back. Pause here for a second. Let's find that pull back effect. So trying to pull the blocks back as you move the chest forward. Find this engagement. You'll back off a little bit. Turn the back heel to the floor and draw the outer left hip towards the back of the mat. If you're feeling a little stuck, go higher on the left arm. Let's turn the chest open. Right arm comes up towards the ceiling. Yeah, take this position. Bring that. Yeah. Great. Now from here, friends, take the arms straight ahead, look down towards the floor. Inhale. On the exhale, bend the elbow, turn to the ceiling. Is this familiar? Do that a few times. Inhale, we stretch. And exhale, we bend. One more time. Don't worry, we're not going to do the leg lift thing here. Pause. And then just turn down towards the floor. Release the arms, spin the back heel up. And then this time, let's go back and forth. When the front knee bends, the back leg straightens and vice versa. Yeah, if that feels like too much, just do the front leg. Great. Next time the front knee is bent, let's pause. Just take a brief plank. See if you can recreate some of those things we've already done. I won't say too much. Good. Yes, Tila, that's great. That's great. And then we'll go back to downward facing dog. This time I will say the shoulder thing. So don't move your hands. Bend the elbows a little out to the sides. Turn the elbow tips in towards the midline. Keep the rotation and re-lengthen your arms. Awesome. Let's come to the front of the mat, feet forward, stay down there. Take just the halfway lift. And then on the way down, we'll step left leg back, starting in lunge pose. Blocks can be any height. Let's drag the blocks back as you pull the chest forward. And then from here, back heel turns down to the floor. Pull the outer right hip towards the back of the mat. And then if you need to go higher on the right arm, you can. Left arm comes up to the sky. Yeah, do the same one here. So the right arm to the thigh, left arm up. So it's right arm down, left arm up. That's it. That's it. Yeah, take a wider stance. Take your front foot a little forward if you can. Yeah, that's great. All right, so from here, friends, look down at the floor. Take the top arm overhead. Inhale. On the exhale, bend the elbow and turn your chest towards the ceiling. Do that a few times. Inhale, arm forward. Exhale, bend the elbow, that's it. And try to squeeze the arm in towards the side ribs. Take a couple more times just like that. All right, next time you're in the bent elbow position, pause. Turn your chest to the floor, undo, hands come down, back heel turns up. Let's alternate back and forth. Or just the front leg if that's what you wish. All right, last time here, bend the front knee, move the blocks, and we'll meet in your dog pose. We'll skip plank. Yay. Okay, let's meet in a forward fold. Any way you want to get there is fine. Root down through your legs. Inhale, upward, come lengthen. And exhale, release the arms. It's awake, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so awake. Yeah, just shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. All right. So from here, if balance is a little iffy or if you're starting to get kind of tired, you might want to have your foot on a block and just a little pivot open and close. If you are good to lift the leg up and do a free form open and close, do it that way. Yeah? Before we do, bring your hands to the waist. Breathe in. And on the exhale, just gently bring the hands towards each other, but see if you can use the waist muscles really to do that. Yeah? And then on the inhale, let it relax. And on the exhale, go again. Let it relax. So in a second, when we're lifting this leg, imagine that you could lift it from here rather than lifting it from here. You will feel it here, but see if you can also feel it here. Let's try. Let's try. So go ahead and bring the right leg up. That's it. Take it out to the side and see if you can keep this engaged. Yeah. Ooh, let's take the arms into your cactus. Inhale. Exhale, point the knee forward. Give the arm, bring the elbows towards each other. Inhale, we go open. Do that 2 more times. Yeah, last one. Maybe we did 2 already, sorry. And then release. I'm not good at counting. All right. Don't worry, we will stretch this next. Side 2. Right leg is down, left leg is up. Take the leg out to the side, cactus the arms. Inhale. Exhale, we bring it in. Inhale, we open. Take a couple more. Keep your brain in the waist, yeah? Good, good. And then when we're done, let it go. Yeah, great. So just from your standing position, put your hands in your imaginary jeans pockets. Can you lift the front of the armpits up and coil back, lifting the chest, maybe the gaze turns up. Can you point the elbows back rather than letting them go out to the sides? And then back to center. Release the arms, shake out. Yeah, all right. So you're coming down to the belly. Before we do, I'll just show it standing. Maybe I'll show it on the belly. If this position, this quad stretch just on the belly is enough for you, you'll do it like that. If you want more, you'll take the other knee out to the side, froggy style, and then you'll come into it this way. I'm going to show on the other side just so you guys can see that. So this knee's out to the side and the other one bends. It puts the pelvis in a different position and makes the stretch deeper, which may or may not be what you want. Okay, come down to the belly. Now you choose, if you are on the tighter side today, you keep the left leg straight and bend the right knee. If you're wanting to try the other one, take the left knee out to the side, frog style, and then bend the right knee, and then reach back and find the foot. Oh yeah. Now if it's too far away, if you can't find it, you could just hover it up there without holding. Go ahead and let your head relax. I'm going to keep mine up so I can talk to you. And then in a very small way, can you make the pubic bone kind of tilt it more towards the floor and also up towards your chin? And that might make it a little more intense. If you want to also flex the foot, that's an option too. And it creates a little more pull. It's important that you can breathe. And if you can't, then you should probably do a different version of the pose. Yeah. Let's relax. Put the leg down. Take the other one back. Just give yourself a little wiggle. And then for side 2, if you're taking a frog style, it's right knee out to the side first. And then the left knee bends, and maybe you reach for it. Now, sometimes these poses are so great on one side and the other side just doesn't work. If you need to keep the right leg straight, you can. Yeah, Tila, just relax the back leg. Yeah, that's good. And then from here, friends, very gently move the pubic bone towards the floor and towards your chin. Yeah, maybe flex the foot. I can't on this side, it's too much.
Better
Without, yeah. All right, release what you've done. Great, both legs straight, wiggle a little bit, or if you want to do that with bent knees, you can windshield wiper a bit. Now just very briefly go into either child's pose or down dog, just to re-lengthen your spine the other direction, just as a counter pose from the one we just did. Yeah. And then we'll make our way down onto your back. And we'll take a brief something. I'll explain it as we're there. So the knees bend, the elbows bend, and the palms of the hands face each other. I call this one robot arms. If you come to my class, you've probably heard that before. Now, press the backs of the arms into the floor and see if you can tuck the shoulder blades underneath you so that they kind of fit into the back. And then from here, press just a little more firmly with the backs of the arms. Yeah. Now you could just stay like this. It's kind of reinforcing some of the work we've already done. If you're up for more, go ahead and let the hips lift up so it's more of a bridge pose. Doesn't matter how high. Do though keep the backs of the arms pressing down and the shoulder blades pressing up into your back. Great. All right, down and come. Let it go. Let's take just a little windshield wiper, letting the knees go from side to side. And then we'll pause. Take your hands on the thighs. Inhale, kind of down low, close to the hip crease. On the exhale, just press. Hands into the legs. And on the inhale, you'll back it off. Take that a few more times. So the exhale is the press. And the inhale is release. All right. So our next pose is Shavasana. How great is that? Our final resting pose. I'm going to turn off these lights so you guys don't have them in your eyes. Yeah. And you guys at home, if you need to cover up or arrange any props for yourself, just take whatever is comfortable. And so sometimes that's laying on your side or putting a blanket under the legs. Whatever is comfortable for you. Bring your attention into your upper back and see if you can let that relax. Shoulder blades, the muscles that surround the shoulder blades, the neck, throat, jaw. Another check-in with your body. Beginning of class, we did a little scan to notice any gripping or holding patterns. See if you found something new, or if maybe it went away. Maybe it changed. Your breath move through you. Every time you exhale, you relax a little bit more. Your attention back to your body. And just start to take any kind of movement, anything that feels good. Whenever you're ready, let your body just roll over to one side. And take your time to press up to sit. We'll meet with hands at heart center. Thank your own body for everything that it's able to do. And thank yourself for showing up. Namaste.
Namaste.